I shall take on the challenge if you insist on interfering. I'll show you who's the superhero.
Alright guys, the superheroes are here. Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 are back with their EZAs. We have Gamma 1, level 10 links, Rainbow. We have Gamma 2, level 10 links, Rainbow. But unfortunately at the moment we only have Gamma 1 starting on the rotation. We do have him on Android 16's 220 lead because that is the best place I can run them. I don't have the new units. And already we're starting quite strong. 647k attack stat on Gamma 1 with a 483k defense stat. And because we triggered his entrance animation, he does have an extra 150% attack and 6 turns of guard. So we are starting with 250 attack and defense, 40% damage reduction, guaranteed additional super. All allies are gaining key +1 and 40% defense, including the 19 and Giro support that is going around right now as well. So the tech androids are up. And of course, there is some more support, but we don't have a Gamma 2 next to us at the moment. So it doesn't really matter at the moment. Let me know your thoughts of these EZAs down in the comments. I'm very much looking forward to this. And let's see what Gamma 1's putting out turn 1. So already we're starting with a 14.6 million attack stat. That is also a 50% attack and defense raise on super. And because we were attacking with 12 more key, that's another 100% attack. There is the additional, already up to 15.6 milli. Can we get a crit in there? Maybe. Maybe. You are Rainbow. No crit. But I'll take another additional, 16.6. Maybe 3 is the magic number. Are we going to get ourselves a crit on the third time? Lucky Dokkan? No, not a single crit. But now the build up for Gamma 1 begins. We're getting super attacked. It isn't unarmed, so we do firm it, only for 42. Of course, not the hardest of red zone stages. But for every attack received, Gamma 1 does build up 100% attack and defense up to 200%. So we've already built that up as well. And then we also get 10% damage reduction up to 20%, which we have been hit twice. So we've got that as well. So we do have 60% damage reduction in total, and that extra 200% attack and defense on top of the 250 we start with, along with the 150 attack we've got for 6 turns, and of course that guard. So for 6 turns right now, we have 60% damage reduction, and also we have guaranteed guard, which is very, very nice. I think we took, what, 2-3 attacks? So after we receive our 4th, we will have a 70% chance to crit, and we will also foresee enemy super attack for 2 turns from his next attacking turn. So that is Gamma 1's turn finished. And now we're going to head into Gamma 2's first appearance, and then hopefully we can get them on this same rotation with each other.
I'm Dr. Hedo's greatest creation. And I'm also a superhero!
I still love their animations. I really do. They're so clean. We might not actually get a look in with Gamma 2 just because I'm going to float him off, of course. But just to quickly take a look, linked up to 16 and Super 17, only looking at Fierce Battle and Android Assault, Gamma 2 does have a 542k attack stat, 594k defense. But I said I don't think, even if I try not to get the orbs, which isn't really possible, I don't think Gamma 2 is going to get a look in on this rotation. But because we did activate the entrance animation, which, I mean, for both of them, there's no conditions, it just happens. Gamma 2 is gaining 150% defense, has 2 additional attacks, each which have a 70% chance to become a super attack for 6 turns. So Gamma 1 has the extra attack, but more importantly the guard, whereas Gamma 2 has the extra additionals and the extra defense. Maybe Gamma 2 will actually get a look in. Okay, cool, I'll take it. I'm definitely not complaining. So Gamma 2 is starting with 250% attack and defense, also the 40% damage reduction, no extra damage reduction or guard to go with it, so that's mainly going to help out on normals, but still nice to have. Also has a 50% chance to dodge, which we won't see because there's no attacks in slot 3. But in terms of attack stat, he is putting out 14.1 to begin with, and he is also raising attack and defense by 50% each time he supers as well. And also he can super attack a lot with those 2 additionals with his entrance animation, and also the additional he has built into his passive, which he performs 4 attacks in battle, with which his entrance animation shouldn't take no time at all. He popping off right now. 22.9 mil we're already up to. We'll probably get the kill off this. Yeah, kind of to be expected. That's all good. As I said, 50% chance to dodge. I did say when we're going through those details, it's okay. I would have preferred if he had more. Like, I know Gamma 1 gives him dodge chance on the support, but I would have much rather if he had like a base 70, then got the extra from Gamma 1. I feel like that would have worked out a whole lot better. I feel like with how hard enemies are hitting nowadays, and Gamma 2 being a bit more of a dodge or die unit, yes, he does have the 40% damage reduction, but I said that's mainly only going to really become effective against normals rather than super attack, especially with how hard enemies are hitting nowadays. And there's the unarmed nullification. You love to see it. Bang the headbutt. Hold that. You ain't hitting shit. And there we go. Up to 29.3 milli Gamma 1. And this isn't even linked up with Gamma 2 yet, nor the Gamma 2 support. At the moment, both these Gammas are cooking, and they're cooking on their lonesome. Now wait until we get them partnered up. But I definitely would have much preferred Gamma 2 having more dodge, and more base dodge. 70% would have been great. As I said, being a bit more of a dodge or die unit, it just kind of made sense. And then he has like 80% with the Gamma 1 support, but it is what it is. I think he should have had more dodge, if I'm being completely honest. Gamma 1 is, or Gamma 2 is also giving out key +2 and 40% attack for all allies. Of course, the best part is when you have them both on the same rotation and that support combines for not only each other, but then also the other units, or the other unit, shall I say, in this scenario, on the rotation as well. He does also gain 100% attack when attacking with 12 or more key. Then for every attack performed, whereas Gamma 1's every attack received, he does gain 50% attack up to 200% and a chance to crit by 20% up to 80% for only 4 attacks needed to be performed to build that all up, which is very easy, especially when you consider how many additionals he's got from his entrance animation, plus the initial attack you're doing, and then any dupes or skill orbs from the hidden potential system. You're going to build it up in absolutely no time. But as you can see in the bottom right corner, the rotation is ready. The rotation is about to happen. So I'm going to pop an usher just to make sure we get through this. I mean, we probably didn't need to do that. But again, just to make sure we get through this, just to make sure we get there, because that is why we are here, to see both of them together. I'm going to have that done. And there we go. The rotation's finally together. It took some work, but we finally got it together, both within their entrance animations as well. But just to round out Gamma 2's passive, after performing 4 attacks in battle, which with all the additionals will take no time at all, he does launch a guaranteed additional super, and he does have a scouter as well, just like Gamma 1, for 2 turns for his next attack in turn, which, as you can see, one of them currently has their scouter going. This is the one thing I do think kind of clashes with them two. They're both the same number of attacks received and performed, which they both can do very quickly. I know one of them's RNG based on the game, but there's a lot of attacks in difficult content. You kind of have to get very lucky, or in this case, potentially unlucky, for Gamma 1 not to take too many attacks. So I kind of feel like the scouter clashes between them two, especially because you're going to have them together. And then Gamma 2, when receiving a Key Blast super attack, whereas Gamma 1 is unarmed, has a 50% chance to nullify, which we could take the risk of doing now, which I'm not going to do, just in case. And also will guaranteed nullify it from the 5th turn. So the fact they both have guaranteed nullification starting from turn 5, I think is pretty dope. Actually, that means we're going to have guaranteed nullification now, no? How are they looking in terms of stats? I mean, Gamma 2 is up to 1.95 milli on the attack, 1.92 on defense, with 50% chance to dodge and 40% damage reduction, whereas Gamma 1 has 2.9 milli attack and then 1.85 milli defense, with still having guard, because we're still within the entrance animation, with 60% damage reduction. And now that they're together, Gamma 2 is giving Gamma 1 30% attack and defense with 10% damage reduction, which also means now he has 70% damage reduction and guard, whereas Gamma 1 is giving Gamma 2 30% attack and defense, 20% chance to crit, and 10% chance to dodge, taking him up to a total of 60% chance to dodge. Now, I'm going to put Gamma 1 in slot 1 just because I just want to see how well he tanks more than anything, if I'm being honest. Yes, we could go for the guaranteed nullification, which would be great, but, you know, we kind of all know how that works. It's guaranteed. Actually, they're unarmed. So we had it guaranteed with Gamma 1 instead. We got to see it regardless. And of course, we're taking no damage on normals. 44.5 milli with Gamma 1 doing the damage and defensively sound. You love to see it. These units are back like they never left. They are back like they never left. They work so well with each other. And at this point, they're pretty much what they were on release, just 10 times better. 50 mil we're up to. Gamma 2 might not even get a look in. Gamma 2 might not even get a look in. Is he going to leave some left? No. 62 milli crit. 62 milli crit. And that is what I love about these units. Not only were they good anyway, not only are the EZAs as individuals just very, very good anyway, but then put them together, not only do they pretty much perfectly link with each other, and again, even better being level 10 links, but then on top of that, you have the All Allies from Gamma 1, Key +1, 40% defense, the All Allies Key +2 and 40% attack from Gamma 2, so whoever is also on the rotation, whether that is the tech androids, whether that's 16, 19, and Jiro, or maybe you're running superheroes with the brand new dual Dokkan Fests, which, by the way, they also involve Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 in the names. They do benefit from these EZAs as well. Regardless of what team you're running everyone on, not only is that great support for whoever that third unit is, no matter what team you run them on, but then also the amount of support they give each other, not even the specific support they give each other, which is also very good, by the way, but the all-in-all support they give each other is crazy. This is like the definition of your homie having your back. Because you have the all-allies support, which in total is Key +3, 40% attack and defense, which they give each other. But then you have the character-specific support. So that means Gamma 2 is not only getting the Key +3, 40% attack and defense, but then he's also getting the extra 30% attack and defense specifically for himself from Gamma 1, with 20% chance to crit and 10% chance to dodge. Whereas Gamma 1's getting the Key +3, 40% attack and defense, then the 30% attack and defense from Gamma 2, and also the extra 10% damage reduction. They just work so well with each other, and then they both have enemy scouters, which I think is great. As I said, although I do think the catch-22 is, you could probably, as kind of happened on the other rotation, we'll never know which ones it was, but it's probably both. The scouters do kind of clash, where you don't really need both of them having it active at once. Especially with it lasting 2 turns, you'd rather have one and then have the other one on another rotation, which, I mean, you can technically do. So while it's a catch-22 running them two together, specifically the two EZAs, when it comes to the scouter, and that's kind of the only downfall of running them together, which isn't that much of a downfall, for being completely honest, but would be nice to save one of the scouters, you can run the EZAs with the New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest. You can run EZA Gamma 1 with the Gamma 2 and Piccolo. You can run EZA Gamma 2 with the Ultimate Gohan and Gamma 1. You can mix and match them because, of course, the New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest do have these shared names. But as a set rotation between both EZAs, as I said, they're kind of back like they're never left. You got Gamma 1 being the more defensive focused unit, which is great. You got Gamma 2 being the more offensive. I think the only part that I think is a little bit of a letdown, as I said earlier on in the video, is they should have give Gamma 2 a bit more dodge. I felt like a base 50% chance while away from Gamma 1. Meh. It is just generally meh, unfortunately, with how good of a unit an EZA he is and is looking. And then 60% is okay, it's pretty decent when you're next to Gamma 1 with the support. But I feel like if he had a base 70, if he's away from Gamma 1, great. But then if he's with Gamma 1, 80%, even better. I really do feel like they should have given more dodge. But right now, Gamma 1 is up to 2.24 milli attack, 2.78 million defense. Gamma 2's on 1.95 million attack and 2.88 million defense. And now we are actually past turn 6. So that means neither of them should have their entrance animation. So Gamma 2 has lost the defense, he's lost the additionals. And then Gamma 1 has lost the attack and lost the guard. So Gamma 1's relying on pure, just straight up pure damage reduction right now with, I mean, quite a bit of defense, if being completely honest. We also do have the 19 and Jiro support going on as well. But all in all, these EZAs are phenomenal. You know, as Gamma 2 would say, this is what it looks like to be a superhero, man. This is Batman and Robin. Actually, that's disrespectful because that would mean one of them's lesser. I mean, technically Gamma 1 to me is the slight better EZA overall. But I don't want to do Gamma 2 Day. So this is like Batman and Superman teaming up. This is like a portion of the Avengers. Ultimate Gohan and Piccolo are the rest. You know, this is Captain America and Iron Man. You know, Ultimate Gohan and Piccolo could be Thor and Hulk. This is what we got going on. This is Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi in football, except if they were friends. I don't know. I mean, maybe they are friends in real life. Who knows? But this is... Oh, these EZAs are just so good together. Look at the damage we're doing. Look at the amount of damage these two do with each other. And I said they just work together so well. I said the only downside to the EZAs, I mean, specifically to Gamma 2, I mean, he's up to 40 mil, is only having a base 50% chance to dodge. I swear, this cold is killing me, man. The coughing fit I just had, crazy work. Almost took your boy out. But these two EZAs are perfect together. Quite clearly, but they are both really good EZAs. I said I just wish they gave Gamma 2 a little bit more dodge. That is my only qualm. Other than that, these are top tier EZAs. Well done, Dokkan. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day, and peace.